Hello everybody, Heather here. Today I want to talk a little bit about when we're living with rheumatoid arthritis. Some days that it's really harder to cope than others, when we're just feeling a bit exhausted and it's struggling with the daily routine of things. That there's some days that you go to bed, like me. Last night I went to bed. I've actually got a friend staying with me at the moment, and we had a later night than usual. So it was about 11:30 that we went to bed. I was tired, particularly in the fact that my friend is helping me to clear out the house at the moment. And yesterday was a really tough day that I could only do a wee bit at a time, so a lot of this hard graft was being left to my friend. But I'm thankful that she's here to help me with that. But there is, you have to know your limitations of doing things, and that's why I'm thinking about this video today. And the impact that has on our joints. Some days you'll wake up. I know for me that I'm having a big problem right now with pain and swelling in my ankles and my feet. And I was thinking about, people ask me how I cope with those. So from the practical angle, I'm going to say that one of the things that I was told, and I have done this, is particularly when it's been really hot weather, and I know a lot of people have been suffering from swollen ankles and feet and their joints. Epsom salts in hot water and soak your feet. That seems to do something for some reason, that it helps with the swelling. The same with, if you don't have Epsom salts, perhaps just soaking your feet in hot water or cold water. I've also put an elastic bandage round my ankles to give me a bit more relief when I'm walking. Also ice packs, if you can stand the cold, that's also quite good. But also making sure that you rest your joints. Keep your feet elevated when you're sitting down, and make sure that you are getting plenty of rest, that you're not standing all the time. And I know for me as well that even it depends on how I'm sitting, that, some chairs I can only tolerate for a short time, maybe 5-10 minutes at the most, and I'm much better in a reclining position. But one of the things, and I do say, you need to know your limitations, that don't push yourself, because if you push yourself, you'll end up making yourself worse. I remember when I moved house before, and I'm talking probably 4 years ago, when I moved from Glasgow to Aberdeen, and I had nobody to actually help me pack up all the boxes, and I had to push myself to keep doing the packing. And I ended up with bursitis on my elbow, and I went into the biggest flare ever once it was all over. So you have to practically think about the fact that you need to make sure that your body can cope with what you're doing to it. So if there's a day that you can't do the housework, or you can't do the dishes, and the dirty dishes are in the sink, don't worry about it. There's more to life than some of these things with housework. You have to give yourself a break, that you know your own body and how it's going to cope with things. One of the good things I would say is, on a good day, when you're feeling really well, perhaps when you're going to prepare and cook a meal, why don't you do a bit extra and freeze that, so that when the days when you feel absolutely yuck, that you can actually go into the freezer and take that out, and you know that you're going to have a proper meal. And as I've said, one of the main things I would say is, don't suffer in silence. It can be really hard, when we are really feeling down and rotten about, that we can't do the simplest chore. Like, we don't have the strength to do the hoovering, we don't have the strength to make the bed, and sometimes you barely have the strength to get up. So don't beat yourself up about it. But it's important that you can talk it through with somebody else. If you've got a partner, great. Tell them how you're feeling. Don't feel that you're going to be a burden always. But the other thing I would say is, if you don't have somebody and you're living on your own, and you can't tell a friend or anything like that, why don't you tell somebody else on one of the rheumatoid arthritis websites? Because actually they know what you're doing, and how you're feeling. So it always helps, I think, if you have a little bit of empathy towards others, and that when you get that empathy back. So never be frightened to tell people about how you're having such a bad day, and you just need that wee bit of support from somebody else that's out there. And I've done that, where there's some days that I'm lucky that I've got some really good friends that I can see, and even yesterday when I was packing up some clothes and things, I had to say, after half an hour, I need to sit down while I'm doing this. And after an hour, between the sitting and everything else, I said, no, I need to have stop for a break, and we'll have a tea break. And I need to sit down and put my feet up and just totally chill and relax. But it's okay to do that, People that love you and care about you will understand that you're not going to be able to do and be invincible. It's the same way, for you mums that are out there. It's really hard, I know, when you've got young kids and you're feeling like crap, but your partner or your friends and your family need to know that some days you're going to need that extra bit of support. And I'm not saying you're going to feel like that every day, but it's important when your body is having, you're having pain and things from your body, that you need to be good to yourself. Well, that's it for now, folks. Thank you very much. If you this video is a tune with what you're going through, please thumbs up, like, share and subscribe. And I hope to be back with you again soon. I'm heading off in a few days for a week's holiday, so I will hopefully take you with me and you can see where I'm going to end up. And hopefully my joints is going to be kind to me and I'm not going to overdo it. Bye for now. Bye.